So assignments and grading. We have participation assignment. Our participation grade is worth 15% of your grade. We have 15 weeks. Each week is 1%, or I count participation 15 weeks. Each week is 1 percentage point of your grade, and the weeks without discussion you get a free participation point. In order to get full credit, you have to make 5 substantive posts or replies to posts or replies to other people's replies a week, and they can't be all on the same day, meaning that if you make 15 posts on Monday, even if they're substantive, you get penalized for that. If you make 1 substantive post on Monday and 4 substantive posts on Wednesday, then you get full credit because that's 5 posts, not all on the same day. Syllabus paper. That's the first assignment we have. That's worth 5% of your grade. This is primarily to get you to look at the syllabus. It's also to get feedback on it, to get people to talk about things that you're confused about in that paper. It's 1.5 to 3 pages, double spaced. If there's nothing you're confused about, talk about your expectations, things you're looking forward to studying later in the semester. If you find mechanical errors, if I misspelled something or make a grammatical error, just contact me personally. Don't waste space in such a small paper. Your next assignment is the practice presentation, or practice Prezi. That's worth 5% of your grade. We use Prezi as the presentation media in this course. This is only my second semester using it, and it takes some getting used to. So that's why I have a practice presentation, to get you to kind of cut your teeth on it before your major presentation later in the semester. That's worth 20% of your grade. Prezi is fun. It's very dynamic. It's not like anything else I've used before. It's definitely way different than PowerPoint. So it can be. I want you to make it on anything you want. It doesn't have to be about this course. You can talk about something in your life, just something that's interesting to you, that will engage you, so that you can utilize the functions in Prezi. Try to be creative with Prezi. I'm not really going to give detailed instructions on how to do that. Your blog assignment is 15% of your grade. So you have 3 blog entries to make. Each is worth 5% of your grade. This used to be a journal assignment, but I thought a blog would be a good way for us to get some voluntary interaction. You're free to, but not required to, comment on each other's blog posts. These are each equivalent to about 1.5 to 3 double-spaced pages, and they have to be on topics within 4-week time frames, meaning that blog 1 has to be on topics that occur between weeks 1 and 4, blog 2 on topics that occur between 5 and 8, etc. Your group project is a discussion leading assignment. That's worth 15% of your grade. Your assigned groups, each group is given a week to come up with questions for that week and to lead the discussion, to kind of mimic what I do each week, which is facilitate discussion, ask probing questions, get people to elaborate on stuff, play devil's advocate. That's a huge part of this. You have to do that in your own mind when you're addressing these problems. You look at different sides of an issue. So I give you the instructions. I give your group the instructions a week prior to the week you're responsible for, and individual grades are given to each member rather than the whole group getting the same grade, because one group member may demonstrate really good understanding of the material, or at least engage in it enthusiastically, respond often enthusiastically, ask probing questions, get people to elaborate, play devil's advocate, and someone else in the group may just make 4 posts, ask yes or no questions, not really show any engagement in the material or demonstrate that. So that's my reasoning behind that. Your major presentation, I talked about that a bit when I talked about the practice Prezi. Your presentation, it can be on the same assignment as your final exam essay, or just a term paper, and that might be a smart thing to do, to pick the same topic for each one. That way, with the presentation, you can give a kind of good synopsis of it, and in the paper you can go into more detail. It's difficult to define a rubric for how I'll grade this, but there's some things I definitely want. I want you to utilize the functions in Prezi effectively, as effectively as you can. I don't want you to write a paper and then cut it up into pieces. That would be the same as if I had assigned a PowerPoint presentation. There's nothing more maddening than for someone to get up and give a presentation and read off a bunch of slides that are just a paper that's cut up into pieces. Use presentation skills for it. And Prezi is different. It's dynamic, and you're not sitting there reading. So it may get you to use some creativity, get you to use tools in a way that you haven't used before in a creative way. In your final essay exam, that's roughly 6 to 8 double-spaced pages, and again, I'll give detailed instructions later in the semester on it. It's a term paper. I call it a final essay exam because it's like our final exam. I don't give out an exam because it's an asynchronous course, so it'd be kind of odd to give out an exam. At least to me, it's odd to give out exams in courses like this, and to give exams on subject matters like this, because I don't want you to memorize a bunch of stuff. I want you to learn how to think. So our first week, you're going to read Chapter 1 of Digital Media Ethics. You only have 6 days to discuss rather than 7, and because of drop ad and everything, not everybody, people may not get in their 5 posts. And I understand that, but I encourage you to try to, because I'm throwing kind of lowball questions right now, and it would be good for you to get experience in getting a feel of how we interact on the discussion board before we get into tougher material and tougher questions. The syllabus assignment, the syllabus paper is due at the end of this week, and I wanted to get this lecture out sooner, but I spent a lot of time on the introductory presentation, and we're well into week 1 by the time you're watching this. So I've asked everybody to introduce yourselves in the coffee shop, so please do that. Tell us something about yourself, about your career, your family, where you live. Not the address, just in general, where you live. So we don't need to profile your family and your address and contact information. But also, with the blog assignment, I sent out invitations to join the Blogger account for the class blog, and I did that. I should have waited till after drop ad to do that, because I only had emails of people that were signed up at the time. So if I'm gonna send out another email, but if you missed that, if you haven't signed up to the blog yet, let me know and I'll give you an invitation. And that concludes our introductory lecture. We talked about what information ethics is. It's the study of right and wrong with respect to IT and information professions in the digital age. We talked about how we communicate in this course through email, chat, or email and discussion boards and online rooms. We talked about course materials, the textbooks, assignments, and grading, and what we're going to do this first week. Again, I'm going to do more lectures in the coming weeks on writing critical thought and analysis and theory. So I look forward to working with all of you. I wish you good luck in the coming semester. Thank you for watching.